When I was little, I hated getting shots. Every year, my mom would drive me kicking and screaming to the doctor's office to get them, however, because she realized that they were important in preventing some very serious problems for our country. The recent disease outbreaks that we have been seeing are due to a similar anti-vaccine attitude from many in the United States today. In an article from The Economist, we can see this in a specific example in Disneyland measles outbreak that happened just in the last couple months. But as the problem continues to grow, it begs the question: what can the United States federal government do to help prevent the spread of diseases? So to understand this problem, first we have to look to why the measles outbreak happened. Second, to how we can use vaccines to help prevent the spread of diseases. And finally, to how we can use surveillance as an effective method for stopping these outbreaks before they happen. So first, the reason these outbreaks have been happening is because there's just been a significant lack of interest and caring about diseases. In another article from The Economist, we see that diseases are just not something that are in the forefront of people's minds because they have become so infrequent in our country. Because it's just not an issue that people remember in their lifetime. For example, when the measles outbreak was first developed, cases of the measles in the United States dropped below 100 cases a year. In recent years, this has increased to over 650 cases. This is because people just do not see the importance of immunizations because it's just not a big issue that they're thinking about. So, what do we do to prevent this problem? One great way to prevent this problem is through stricter vaccination regulation. According to Huffington Post, the main problem we see with this is that while the country does have regulations regarding vaccinations in schools, people just are not really paying attention, and nor are they actually vaccinating their children. This is because these regulations provide a loophole saying that people are able to opt out for religious reasons or for health reasons. The main problem with these loopholes is that people use them not for religious reasons or health reasons. They're using them because they believe that their children don't really need the vaccinations and they don't want to put their children through what they view as unnecessary pain. This is really important that we stop this because herd immunity is the best way we're able to keep our population safe from these diseases. In active populations, there are people who are unable to get vaccines, whether it's because they're young, because they're old, or simply because they're too sick to receive them. Herd immunity is defined as the principle that when a population reaches a certain percent of immunity, those who are not immunized are able to basically be protected from diseases. This percentage is set around about 90%. While as a country we are over 90%, about 92%, this does not show areas where vaccination percentages are very low, where these outbreaks are much more likely to occur. So by increasing the regulations and the education put on vaccination, we are able to help prevent these diseases from happening. But that's not the only part that's important to preventing these diseases from spreading. Surveillance is also key. According to the United Nations News Center, surveillance is the best way we have to prevent these diseases from spreading before we even see them happen. Through one case seen in the surveillance system, we were able to quarantine and prevent the spread of that disease. And as we monitor these outbreaks, we're able to see how the diseases spread and how we can help prevent them in the future. So, while it may be painful to get a shot, and it may not be the easiest thing to do, it is very important because it's one of the main ways that we are able to prevent the spread of measles and similar diseases. The same goes for surveillance. By improving the country's surveillance for these contagious diseases, we are able to monitor the spread of them as well as prevent these outbreaks from happening. Thank you.